This is probably one of the more serious videos that I will make, and it's quite a somber thought talking on this topic. And the topic I want to discuss with you, as I've said earlier, is the point of no return. That there is a point of no return, and that once we reach the point of no return, the consequence is obvious. The point of no return is a place that you cannot return from. For instance, if you're going towards a waterfall and you get close to the end of the waterfall and the current is so strong and there's no lifeline thrown to you to get you out, you are going to go over the edge of the waterfall. And it's the same as standing on a ledge. If you lean over, you can only lean over so far and keep your balance. If you lean over too far, you go past the point of no return, where you cannot pull yourself back and you will fall over the ledge. And we have very much the same with regards to a society where the critical mass of society hands itself over to technology and many other things that will enable New World Order ideology to take shape within our lives to the point where we cannot escape from that anymore. And once we reach that point, and I want to describe it in some form of simplicity to you, it won't be possible for us to do what is necessary to counter or fight that ideology. So to explain what we are fighting, I need to make something very simple, and that is explain that we are fighting for the freedom to choose. This is a simple thing. This is not a complex thing. And having the right to choose what clothes you wear, where you want to move, freedom of movement, freedom of religion, freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of not being monitored, freedom of not being spied on, freedom of not being stopped from opposing whoever is controlling you. All of those freedoms are crucial. And if you're fighting on my side, you will believe in those freedoms. Now, the one freedom that once it's taken away, all the other freedoms will fall, is a freedom for you to be able to think about something in a certain way and gather people together and get them to fight a government or an institution or an organization that is trying to take your freedom away. Now, the moment that you have allowed technology to become a part of your life, where your freedom to associate, come together, which this COVID-19 pandemic has obviously restricted in a large way, and this is extremely dangerous for the reasons I will discuss just now, you will not be able to come together, speak to each other, convince other people of the dangers, and them then believing in what you're saying, standing together to then fight this thing that you're opposing. So once you get to a point where technology will be able to stop you from doing that, or laws imposed will stop you from doing that, you're in serious trouble. Now, during the COVID-19 pandemic, you could break the lockdown rules and you could go and visit other people. We could all choose to assemble en masse somewhere and the government wouldn't be able to do anything. Okay? Because they won't know that all of us are doing it. If we're planning it on the ground and we speak to each other, there's nothing they can do. Within the society we're moving towards, we will not be able to speak to others on the ground and all gather together in mass to try and stop what an organization, government, or some group of people are trying to do. That's in the minority, because they will be able to know what you're planning beforehand because of the technology that's being rolled out. And I don't want to go into detail on 5th generation technology now, but 5th generation technology will certainly play a role in this. So when you see anything being spoken of or that is being promoted, that can get you to a point where you will not be able to assemble in secret without people knowing about it to oppose people that want to take your freedom of association and belief away, you've gone beyond the point of no return. Now, we're not at that point yet, but we are moving towards that point fast. And once that point is there and the technology is enabled, you will not in future be able to ensure that you can always remain free, because someone else will be able to use that technology to stop you from getting to the point where everyone can assemble together and overthrow a tyrannical government, for instance. If you look at the Arab Spring and you see what happened in those countries, Facebook was used for people to organize. People organized in 3 different countries. The governments were overthrown in no time because the people are the government. So what did those countries do subsequently? Many countries, during times of protest and so on, they block Facebook. They remove the very platforms that people use. And I'm using Facebook as an example now. They will remove that very platform so that you cannot use it to assemble and actually remove an unjust government. And once we get to that point in South Africa, where we cannot stand up to the government without being monitored where we're driving, because there's cameras everywhere, without being monitored where we're going with our phones, because we have tracking applications on our phone and we have GPS actually tracking those devices, then we're in trouble. Now currently we can leave our phones at home and we can just travel somewhere. But in future there will be drones, and I mean the city of Cape Town has actually bought many drones that they said that they have problems training pilots to actually fly these drones. But once there's drone technology in the air, for instance, and they have people all over the metro using the drone technology, they can actually see what people are doing in real time. When they put cameras all over your robots and on your highways, they can see where people are traveling, and they can plan and they can stop any action that you might want to take. Now, the moment that happens, your constitutional rights are broken, because you have a right to overthrow a government that is trying to oppose your freedoms and rights as a citizen. So once you get to that point, you have gone beyond the point of no return. So please look out for technologies. I'll speak a lot on those technologies in future. But we cannot allow to go beyond the point of no return, because then it'll be too late. Thank you for all of those of you who have subscribed. Please share this video far and wide. I will do specific videos on this in future, on the technology that can be a threat to us. I thank you very much for watching, and I thank you very much for sharing. Till the next video.